Sup nerds, own goal here, bringing you one of the best strategies in the game right now. This is just like a wide stat push out of the Tomb Kings. So we've taken a cheap lord with really good spells. Husarians is like a top 4 spell in the game right now. It does really good damage, kills the Cav. Um, Screaming Skull, which is probably the best arty piece that exists. It has this large debuff, and it also has really good explosive damage. So it'll just tear through infantry and cav and cause things to mass rout. And then we just have a lot of skelly spears, some archers, which are stat efficient, some cav, some more cav, some more cav, some more cav. Uh, and the Tomb King's cav is bar none the best in the game right now, mostly because these 400 cav are so cheap and so tanky with the heals from the Lore of Nakara passive, as well as the Tomb King's army abilities. We're playing against Akanen on, I don't know how you say his name. Sorry, man. If you're in the comments, let me know. AK9, Ak9. We played against him in our last video. He's a pretty experienced player. Not absolutely top tier, but very solid. He's on Kislev. On Total Tavern, Kislev has been beating Tomb Kings, but Tomb Kings is very, very good, which this video will illustrate. And you can kind of win in a fairly brainless way with this because the faction is just so statty. Like if they're not careful and they don't play pretty well, you can sort of just roll out with your like campaign looking build and click on them and stuff and they'll die. Which I like. Like I play after work, I'm tired. Sometimes I just want to crush them. And Tomb Kings is your faction for that. Easy peasy. So we load in, we see a Grom. Grom will kill our stuff good. So we back up just to get a few more skeletons and stuff out, and then we're just going to push up and kill him. We also see that he doesn't have any armored Kossars or any like heavy frontline, so at this point he's pretty much dead. Like he just doesn't have enough damage output to kill all this stuff. The only even like remote chance he has is to use these sleds to run through stuff. And sleds do not work against Tomb Kings because you have the best light cav in the game. So you just summon those boogers and click on the sleds, and they don't really do anything. These cost 400, those cost 1100. These kill those. This is good. I love Tomb Kings. I'm a Tomb Kings main. I'm a dirty Tomb Kings main, and I'm not sorry. So we just push, and that's, I can tell you tactic and stuff, but that's pretty much the video. Like, he's dead. Right here, I'll just pause for a second. He's dead. It doesn't matter who's playing, what you're doing. You just walk up there and click on them, and they're dead. We do a few things that are perhaps worth talking about. So, like, we do an arty screen. So this is like a spacing tactic where we walk our screaming skull back out of the Grom range until we're closer to combat, and then we bring everything in at once. So it can shoot this at that point, but we've minimized the amount of time it has to shoot. Over here on the left, he's got his chariots, and we just match them with Cav, and we catch them. We pop in Usarians on his Cav. Like, Kotep wants to be hunting the Cav all game because one Usarians will just get like a crazy amount of damage. You can also overcast. Often you take this second spell because Usarians is along Jaffs. And the overcast mode on it gives anti-large. So it's really good if your light cav charges their cav, and then you just pop this on it. Your light cav will trade up like really significantly if you do that. So we walk up, we have target priority for the archers on his unarmored everything because he didn't take armored Kossars. So normally, we'd be like trying to match them up against the archer Kossars and the Kislevite warriors and needing to choose. But here, he doesn't have anything that survives the arrows, so you can just click on anything. Now, I'll just fast forward. Now it's set. Like, there's not a lot more tactics to do. At some point, we int our lord. It doesn't matter. That's what we're illustrating. And we just keep summoning, like, Carrion and Light Cav once the fight breaks out, because our reinforcements are so efficient. When you have a bad Cav trade like that, like he's pushing in the Winged Lancers on your Skelly Horsemen, you can often just, like, back them up, wait for a better thing. Another thing we're doing as much as we can, and the Tomb Kings are just nasty at this, is Cav 2v1s. The easiest is like you land a carrion on their Cav, and it stops them from getting a charge bonus, and then you hit them with your light Cav. And that'll, like, a carrion and a Skelly Spear will beat everything in the game at a similar price point. So if you just summon those two together and you like click on a thing, it's gonna do well. And if you want to do like a little better, you can like fly the carrion behind it and then land. But just summon them both, click on them, kill them. That's kind of the Tomb King's way. Here we put our Ushabti on the Grom, which to my surprise didn't actually stop it from shooting. So I'll have to go mess around with that. I think on guard mode it can get some shots off. So he ends up actually killing my Lord with some Grom shots. But it's okay. We're undead, we're unroutable. So we just fast forward. And now he's super dead. Like you can just eyeball check the army. We've got like a 15-20 stack that's like pretty healthy. He's got mostly routed units, not a lot to do to contest the points. So we're up on value. We've caught his Lord. And that's the Tomb Kings. I'm going to fast forward now because, we just need to eat some undead glue. And that's sufficient to get the dub here. Did we do anything else interesting? Not really. Skirm Cav are actually like kind of good against other Cav as long as the other Cav is already tied up, so you can recharge Cav with them. We resummon our Lord when it dies. Oh yeah, here's a good one. So Screaming Skulls. You want to just point them into any fight, especially where your spears sit, and they'll stack up leadership debuffs. So they have their leadership debuff. Take cover also applies. Damage by arty applies. It all adds up. And they'll cause even like pretty elite units to rout way earlier than they otherwise would. This one has ITP also, I think. It's got like an ITP aura or something. Yeah, it does. But you still do good damage. Sometimes you route stuff. It doesn't really matter. Like they're doing a good job. They'll frequently do a lot better than the value says because of routing stuff off. The way to think about it is, it's like a 20 or 30% health debuff when they get to start shooting into a fight, which is very, very good. Especially because you have all this excellent light Cav, so it's pretty easy for you to chase things. So he's trying to get something going, but like there's just like not remotely any chance. We have all this Cav. Sometimes you can late summon some spears. Like if you have a moment and you know that they're going to be priced into sending a bunch of Cav and you're ahead on points, so holding 1 point would do, you can just like summon a couple spears and waddle them up. You also, if your Lord is healthy in the mid-late game, using it as a bait is pretty effective because like it doesn't really matter if your Lord ends at 1,000 or 4,000. But if they're shooting it instead of like Cav and stuff that's going to hold the points, that can be a pretty good trade. So nothing wrong with that. And we win. Go Tomb Kings. So try it out. Mix and match the stuff. You don't need to take the archers like this. He actually did a pretty good job shutting them down this game, but at great expense. He was like diving them with all his Cav. And so he killed the archers, but this is 2 summons for most of these. Our other stuff did really, really well. So double summon Kodev went about even. This would be very good on 1 summon if we didn't int it into the Grom. We probably should have just walked it to somewhere it was harder to shoot, like further away. The infantry did fine. Archers didn't do great, as we discussed. Our Skirm Cav did phenomenally. Catapult did good. Catapult did well. Catapult uses proper grammar. The Skeleton Horseman just killed. This unit is so good. 1474. Sweet. This is probably the one we put the Overcast Japs on because it like just shredded one of his Cav. You can really see like these Tomb Kings mobility pieces, how much they dunk on opposing mobility. Just outnumbering their Cav is so good. So yeah, that's it. If you like this kind of content, subscribe. See you later, nerds.